Hello Flosstube. I am here for a short update. I have one finish and one whip. As you can see, I'm in yet another location in my house. This is my basement, and I'm trying out the camera that's just built into my laptop. So if you like it or if you don't like it, let me know because I can use either camera. I'm just trying something new. Okay, so first of all, my finish. Dun, 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 dun. It's a hula hooping hippo. This is the one that I did some color substitutions on. And see if I can get closer. Sorry, the lighting down here isn't very good, but it's raining upstairs, so you wouldn't be, the lighting up there sucks too. But you can actually see his teeth quite well in the video. They don't actually show up that well in real life. Under most lighting anyway, so I think I might have to do like a little back stitch along here or something to make that a little more obvious for when I'm hanging it on the wall. So that's my finish. It took me what, like a month or so, maybe a little longer. So that's that. And then next in the series, this pattern was from dailycrossstitch.com, as is this one. And that's all I have. So it is in the same theme as Mr. Hippo. It is an animal doing a circus trick. So if you want to guess what animal it is and what circus trick or apparatus it is using, I don't have any prizes, but you can have the satisfaction of knowing that you're right. And this little black half circle should at least give you a hint of what it's doing. And I just want to talk a little bit about gridding, because otherwise this video is only 2 minutes long. So on my blue-haired girl, I did grid the entire thing, which I think I mentioned before was probably not necessary because it's not full coverage and there's a bunch of spots where it's just empty grids and it's kind of a waste of time. But with these little ones, I did it the same for the hippo, although I had the center line and I didn't bother with this one because it's so small and so narrow. Although I screwed up the center line, and so I couldn't actually use my grid, and it didn't really help. But I still like doing it. It was still worth doing it for the hippo because I could see how big it was before I put it in the hoop and before I cut around it. Although, as you can see on my hippo, the hoop mark is still there. I haven't washed it yet or ironed it, obviously. I didn't really leave enough. But on my next project, I may have left a little bit too much, but I do the grid so I can see where it is and how big it is on the fabric, and if it's too close to an edge, I can pull out the grid and redo it. And it makes it a little bit easier. I don't know. I know a lot of you don't grid, and that's cool, but I'm a planner. I like to know what I'm doing ahead of time. I also had the hoop in the other way with like the fabric, this stuff pointing to the back, like you always see people on TV or whatever. And I tried doing it today. I just started this today. I tried doing it for the first time. And I really I like it so much better. I can't even believe that I was doing it the other way before. Like, it's harder to get it centered, which is why I didn't, I tried it with the hippo and I'm like, I don't like it. This is hard to center it. So I didn't. But this is way better because when you're finishing your, when you're running your thread behind, it's so much easier when you don't have this hoop to run into like you would here. And I mean, I know you're supposed to be, holding on to the back side of the fabric as you work. I still end up holding on to the actual fabric with my hand, which is probably not great. But in this case, it's not even part of the picture. So yeah, the animal in this picture is going to be what, like a quarter of the size of the hippo? Like they're about the same height. The hippo's a little taller. So I don't know how that'll match, but we'll see. And the hippo ended up 2 stitches taller than he's supposed to be, and I don't know how that happened, and I didn't do a, count every stitch or anything, because he looks fine, and I'm not going to pull anything out or redo it. It's just like, oh, how'd that happen? But since I screwed up the gridding and the center lines and everything, I'm not super surprised that that happened. It's just like, oh, okay. So that's gridding and how I do it, and that's my new project, and that's my old project, and I think that's about it for today. So let me know if you like this setup better or worse, or if you don't care, and maybe make a guess at what I'm working on next. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye.